Hello and welcome to my channel where I share with you my top tips on how to look good, feel good, and smell good from the inside out. My name is Nani, and in today's video I want to talk all about smelling good. So I want to share with you ladies some of my favorite winter beast mode fragrances. I wanted to do this a lot sooner, but I figured that it's better late than never. So I want to go ahead and share with you, I believe, 6 fragrances that are beast mode for the winter seasons. Of course, I will make sure to include all the information down in the description box, so in case you guys are interested in purchasing any of these fragrances, make sure that you guys go ahead and check the links down below. Of course, if you enjoy fragrance videos and you love talking about smelling good and you love pretty much anything relating to fragrance videos, definitely make sure that you guys go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Share this video with someone that you think might enjoy it, and of course make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel for more. By the way, I am currently running a giveaway on my channel, so if you guys haven't checked out the video where I announce what I'm giving away, make sure that you go ahead and click this video here so that you guys can check the rules and participate in the giveaway. But of course, I do have a lot of fragrances to mention to you and a lot of information to give you about each of these fragrances, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alrighty, so the first fragrance that I want to mention to you is in this Scentbird little package, just because I have not purchased the full size and I will never purchase the full size. But this is definitely one of those fragrances that will thrive during this season, and I feel like this would be a great fragrance for you to pretty much layer with other fragrances as well, which is the way that I typically use this scent. And this is by Molinar, and this is Vanille. And they do have different versions of this. I will make sure to insert a photo right here so you guys know exactly what the package looks like. But I believe it's like a purple kind of like rectangle bottle. But anyways, with this scent, I feel like this is definitely one of those scents that would work great only during the winter seasons. I don't really see this being a scent that would work any other season, simply because of how sweet it is. This is definitely a very, 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 very sweet vanilla scent. It almost is too sweet to me to wear on its own. I don't feel like this is a wearable scent on its own. I feel like this is definitely one of those that would work really great to layer with other fragrances, and I do have other fragrances where I'm trying to soften it up somehow. This is definitely one of those fragrances that I will go for to layer it with it. But again, like I mentioned, this is a very overly sweet scent. So it's very pungent, very strong, very like in your face. It will last on the skin for a long time, but I feel like if you do get something that's like a sweet vanilla scent, it works beautifully during the winter seasons, and that's why I'm mentioning this. But I feel like, as I mentioned, it's a little bit too sweet. It's kind of like a mix between a sugar cookie and like cough syrup. Like that's how really very like synthetic-y sweet that it is, but it's a super, super sweet scent. So if you love gourmands, I don't really necessarily consider this to be a gourmand. I mean, obviously it's vanilla, but I feel like it's a little bit too sweet to wear on its own. So I feel like if you are gonna purchase this, I would say get the smallest size that you possibly can, or get a Scentbird sample, because this is still gonna last me a very long time, because a little bit of this definitely goes a long way. It projects beautifully. It does leave a beautiful scent trail, but as I mentioned, on its own, it's a little bit too much. If you do wear it on its own because you are bold and confident like that, because I am not, if you do wear it on its own, definitely winter season would be the perfect time for you to wear it. So I don't want to say too much about it, just because it's not really one of those fragrances where I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm super impressed by it, because it is only a fragrance that I would layer with. It is a nice sweet scent, but I feel like it's definitely a little bit too sweet to wear on its own, but it will project on the skin. It will basically create this beautiful scent trail as well as a scent bubble around you, especially during like cooler winter seasons. I feel like this would definitely thrive on the skin. It will last on the skin for hours on end, and I love the fact that you can obviously layer it with other fragrances that you're trying to soften up or sweeten up, if that makes sense. So that's going to be my first fragrance that I wanted to mention to you guys. All right, now keeping on the sweet train, this is definitely one that I would recommend to you guys as well, because it's really sweet. It's definitely a gourmand type of fragrance as well, but this is definitely one of those scents that will thrive beautifully during the winter season, also during the fall. But I feel like during very cool weather seasons, if you are pretty much dressed appropriately, this would smell absolutely amazing as well. This is by Penrose, and this is Gilded Fox Eau de Parfum, and this is basically like a spiked hot chocolate drink. That's basically what it smells like. You get kind of like a creaminess to it. It smells like a cocoa powder, if that makes sense, but it does also smell like a splash of rum. This is definitely one of those scents that when you spray it in the air, you definitely get more of like the cocoa, you get a little bit of like a chocolatey type of vibe, but when you spray it on your skin, you still get that vibe as well, which is very kind of like gourmand-like, but I do feel like the longer that it lasts on your skin, it definitely gets a little bit more like a spiked rum. Like it smells like a little bit creamy, a little bit chocolatey, it smells a little bit kind of like boozy, if that makes sense. So I absolutely love this scent. I feel like for whatever reason, every time I smell it, I just think of like a winter coat, like a nice winter coat, and you're dressed appropriately. I actually feel like this would also smell amazing on a man, if that makes sense. It's not like an overly feminine scent. Although it is a gourmand, I do feel like during the winter season, I feel like a man could definitely pull this off as well. But this is definitely leaning towards the feminine side. It's again, a chocolatey, sweet, it kind of smells like melted chocolate with like a splash of rum, if that makes sense. It smells absolutely amazing, and like I mentioned, during the winter season, this would definitely thrive and radiate off of your skin as well. So honestly, I would recommend this during pretty much fall and winter seasons, but I do feel like it will smell and thrive a lot better during the winter season. So, and that's going to be Penrose Gilded Fox Eau de Parfum. Now, of course, if we're talking about winter scents, of course I have to mention this baby right here as well. And this is, of course, by Terry Mugler, and this is Angel Muse. So it's pretty much along the same vibes of the last one that I mentioned to you. This is pretty much a gourmand type of scent by Terry Mugler, and this one is more of like a chocolate hazelnut, very like dense, creamy. You get a little bit of like a creamy vanilla, sweet, just a beautiful, gorgeous hazelnut type of scent. As soon as the wind blows, and it just kind of like blows your scent trail to everyone around you, and everyone looks at you like, is that you? And you're like, yes it is, honey. This one is just kind of like a cozy, warm, sensual, seductive scent for winter season. More of like chocolatey, more indulgent, more like intoxicating, if that makes sense. So if you do not have this in your collection, you definitely need to pick it up. The only thing when it comes to these scents, specifically because I do live in Florida and it doesn't really get that cold, which I'm really sad about, but that's the only issue, is that I find it hard to wear it when it's hot outside pretty much year round. So that's the only issue that I have. But I do feel like if you live somewhere where it gets pretty cold, especially during the fall and winter seasons, this is definitely one you will love during those seasons of the year. So make sure that you guys go ahead and pick this up as well. Terry Mugler's Angel Muse. Now the next fragrance that I want to mention to you is by a brand that's actually currently going under. I think that they've actually closed their doors, which is really sad, but I think that you can still find this as well at Sephora. As I mentioned, I will make sure to leave all the links that I can find down below for where you can get this fragrance for the best price. But this scent is just absolutely amazing to me. I do feel like this could definitely be a little bit of a unisex type of scent, but it kind of goes along the same vibes of the last two that I've mentioned to you. So more of like a deeper, richer, darker type of scent. And this is by Commodity, and this is, hopefully you guys can see this, but this is called Tonka by Commodity, and this is also the Eau de Bellefort version as well. And this scent right here is just so, y'all, this is so deep, dark, and just sexy and seductive and warm and cozy and just amazing. I absolutely love Tonka bean in fragrances. Tonka bean is so rich, especially a lot of times they use it more of a base note, which helps with the longevity of the fragrance as well. So this is definitely going to thrive on your skin for hours. It's going to project beautifully on the skin. Literally, this fragrance is going to last you a long time, because honestly, 1 to 2 sprays is more than enough. You don't want to be a little bit too overly generous with this, simply because, as I mentioned, I think this can definitely lean towards the kind of like, not masculine, but more of a unisex scent. And I feel like the more you spray, it can get a little bit more masculine on the skin. But during the winter seasons, this would definitely be a perfect fragrance for you to go with, especially for like a night out or something like that. Or if you're just trying to layer this scent to give another fragrance a little bit more depth and character, this is an absolute amazing fragrance for you to have in your collection as well. As I mentioned, this is a Tonka bean fragrance. It has Tonka bean, I think it has balsam, and it has something else, but I do feel like it has a little bit of like a floral note in it, not too much. As I mentioned, it's not like a feminine scent at all, and it's not like an overly masculine scent, but it's just like a very deep, dark, rich, just like musky, very, very, very heavy type of scent. And that's why I'm mentioning only 1 to 2 sprays is more than enough if you are trying to go for like a deeper, dark, sensual, like seductive type of vibe. I absolutely love this scent, and as I mentioned, you don't want to spray too much of this, so let me spray it. Woo. Oh my God, you guys. It is intoxicating, okay? Like, oh my God, like that one spray is filling up the whole room and I'm about to choke right now. Oh my God. It is so good, you guys. This is one that I would recommend to you 100%. As I mentioned, this would be a really great fall and winter scent, but during the winter season, this is going to make you smell very unique, very different, very bold, very sexy, very seductive. It's a very dark, deep scent. It's very warm, it's very cozy, but it definitely has a very sexy, sensual type of seductive vibe as well to it. And I absolutely love this scent. If you guys haven't tried this, make sure that you guys check the link down below. Like I mentioned, I will make sure to link it down for you guys as well. So again, this is Commodities Tonka, and this is the Eau de Bellefort. Also, they actually have a Tonka candle. Girl, okay, you need one, okay? Light it for maybe 2 hours and it's still gonna have your house smelling amazing. I absolutely love this. Now, the next fragrance I want to mention to you is pretty much one of my favorite bold, sexy winter fragrances, and that is Jimmy Choo by Jimmy Choo. This is, it's amazing to me. I absolutely love this scent. This fragrance definitely had to grow on me. In the beginning, I thought that it was a little bit too strong, and it's because I kind of like went ham by spraying it on my skin. But again, this is not one of those fragrances that you have to drown yourself for you to smell it. Literally a couple sprays is more than enough, and this is going to, again, project beautifully around you. It'll leave a beautiful bomb scent trail behind you. And when it comes to this scent as well, what I love is that it still is bold, sexy, a little bit kind of like in charge and powerful, but it still has this very sensual type of nature to it because it does have a powdery note to it. It has pink pepper. It is just very sexy and bold and seductive, and I feel like every time I smell this, I smell winter. I don't know what it is, but I think of my leather jacket, and I think of like a bold lip. I don't know what it is about this scent, but it's just so sexy, so seductive, so bold, and it does pack a big punch. But like I mentioned, if you give it a try and you allow it to kind of like settle into your skin a little bit, dry down a little bit on your skin, I am 100% sure that you will probably absolutely love it. And what I love is that you can still layer this with another fragrance. If you want to give another fragrance a little bit of an edge, this would definitely be a scent that you can use to do that as well. So I absolutely love this scent. I will continue to purchase this scent forever. But this is one of those fragrances that, like I mentioned, a little bit goes a long way. So this is still going to last me a long time, and it has lasted me a very long time. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm pretty much halfway done through this scent. But I absolutely love this. This is the original Jimmy Choo by Jimmy Choo. Now, the next fragrance that I want to mention to you is also one of those scents that I feel like you have to try out to know if you enjoy it or not, because it's bold, okay? So that is going to be this alien right here. But this is going to be Terry Mugler's Aura fragrance, and this is also the Eau de Bellefort version, I believe. Now, in terms of this scent, the reason that I feel like a lot of people have to test it out on the skin to see if they like it, it's not a blind buy worthy scent at all. Like, this is not something that I would recommend that you blind buy, just because it does have some green notes to it. It has rhubarb leaf, it does have bourbon vanilla in it, so it does smell kind of like sweet and creamy a little bit, but the rhubarb leaf is a very prominent note. So if you do not like rhubarb, you will not like this scent at all, but it does project beautifully on the skin. But I do feel like it smells so unique and different and distinctive that this would definitely be a scent that I would recommend only during the winter seasons. This is definitely one of those scents that I would say definitely start off light as well, because it will sneak up on you. So do not go ham and spray a lot of this, because it will project beautifully on the skin. It will have a nice kind of like scent trail behind you as well. And what I love about this scent is that although it's kind of like a green, bold, pungent scent, it does still have kind of like the vanillic acids to it, which makes it a little bit more creamy and just a little bit more wearable. gives it a little bit of a sweetness to it. And what I do enjoy about this scent is that it gives it a little bit more of a sensuality, which although it's exotic, I would definitely consider this fragrance to be a very exotic type of scent. So it's very different and unique, but it still has this sensuality to it that just makes it where it's approachable, if that makes sense, and a little bit more wearable. So this is gonna be definitely one of those scents that I would recommend only during the winter season. It's a very bold, pungent scent. And as I mentioned, the most prominent note is the rhubarb leaf. So if you know that you don't like that, girl, don't do it. Don't do this. This is not an option for you. Just skip over this part pretty much. But I do like this scent. I feel like it's very nice and fresh and citrusy. It's green, but it's not like a headache-inducing type of green scent, if that makes sense. The next one that I'm going to mention to you is a green fragrance that I'm like, girl, what happened? What's going on? If I don't layer you, you will not work. But this one is definitely more wearable in my opinion, for sure. So make sure that you guys check this out, try it, test it out on your skin, and I'm sure that you'll probably really enjoy it. Just give it some time. Don't rush, okay? Don't judge. Just test it out on your skin, let it last on your skin, and see how it works with your body chemistry. But again, this is gonna be Terry Mugler's Aura. Now, the next fragrance I wanna mention to you, I did do a complete review on, and I shared with you guys my thoughts on this fragrance. And it's not a fragrance that I would wear on its own. This is also a fragrance that I would layer with something else to make it a little bit more wearable. And that is going to be this right here, which is Balenciaga Be Intense, and this is the Eau de Bellefort. And again, if you guys haven't seen that review, it's basically at the top. But if you guys haven't seen that review, definitely make sure that you guys check it out. I will have a card pop out here as well. But again, when it comes to this scent, I feel like it just isn't a wearable scent on its own. This is only a fragrance that I would recommend for sure during the winter seasons because of how pungent and bold it is. But it isn't one of those scents for me personally that I wear on its own. I do have to layer this scent with something else. And the reason I say that is because it's a very woody, very aromatic, very strong scent. It's very, very herbaceous. So I feel like it leans more on the masculine side. I don't feel like this is feminine at all on its own. And I'm not one of those people that's like extremely like feminine, girly type of person. I'm a very cool, calm, and collected type of person. I'm pretty much a tomboy. Like I still am obviously a woman, so I know how to tap into my sensuality when I need to. But for the most part, I do like to be very kind of like comfortable, if that makes sense. But I feel like when it comes to this scent, there's no occasion or scenario that I could see myself gravitating towards wearing this on its own. It's very herbaceous, very green, very strong, very pungent. It's still a very aromatic scent, but it's a very green scent. So I feel like it's a little bit less wearable than the last one that I mentioned to you, because the last one has vanilla, so it makes it a little bit more wearable and smooth. This one is just like a green headache type of scent. This gives me a headache on its own. Again, 1 to 2 sprays of this is definitely more than enough if you are going to wear it on its own. It will project beautifully on the skin as well, leave you that scent trail that you want. The only thing is that this is so bold that I feel like on its own, the scent trail is not going to be appealing just to me, to my nose. But if you do mix this and layer this with something else, it does smell amazing. It does give certain fragrances just this very interesting, edgy, herbaceous type of element to it. I do like to mix this with a lot of different fragrances. If you guys want me to do a layering type of video, definitely make sure that you leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to record that for you guys. But as I mentioned, on its own, I don't like it, but I do feel like this is definitely a great, pungent, bold, sexy, in-your-face type of scent. And this is definitely one of those that I would wear only during the winter season. Cooler weather outside, the wind is blowing. This is the only time that you need to wear this scent. But like I mentioned, it's a very bold, pungent fragrance. This is perfect for the winter season. It is going to last on your skin for an extremely long time. I just don't like it for me on its own, but it is a great fragrance for you to layer with as well. So that's gonna be Balenciaga Be Intense Eau de Bellefort. And the last fragrance I wanna go ahead and mention to you is going to be none other than Tom Ford's Black Orchid. This is such a bold, unique, different, exotic, just different scent. Like, I'm different, yeah, like, it's definitely one of those scents to me. There's something about it that does lean a little bit masculine because it does have this very woody, very aromatic, woody type of note to it. I feel like this is definitely one of those scents that has to grow on you. I feel like sometimes I smell it and I'm like, what the heck is this? And then there's times where I'm like, I don't know, I just wanna wear it. There's something about this that's just kind of like it has to grow on you, if that makes sense. But I do feel like this is definitely one that would be considered a unisex fragrance as well, because it is not feminine. Like, it's not an overly feminine scent and it's not an overly masculine scent, but I do feel like it does lean a little bit on the masculine side, which makes it very sexy and empowering, I feel like. But I do feel like this scent would definitely thrive a lot better during the winter season as well. It's a very bold, unique, different, exotic, woody, aromatic type of fragrance. It's a very nice, unique scent. Like I mentioned, this could definitely be one that you wear with your husband, with your boyfriend, or your significant other. This is definitely a unisex fragrance. I feel like this would smell really great on a man as well, because it does lean a little bit more on the masculine side, in my opinion. But this is, again, another really great, woody, aromatic, bold, pungent scent that would work beautifully on your skin during the winter season. And this is definitely going to cling onto your skin along with your clothes. This definitely lasts on the clothes a lot longer as well, in my opinion. So again, that's going to be Tom Ford's Black Orchid. And that's going to be the last fragrance that I want to mention to you guys. If you guys have at least one of these fragrances, let me know how you like it. Or if you have any of these fragrances on your wish list, let me know down below in the comment section. Or if you have any other recommendations for the winter season, your favorite go-to winter scent, also let me know down in the comment section below. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. If you enjoy fragrance videos, make sure that you go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Share this video with someone that you think that would enjoy it, someone that loves talking about fragrances and just collecting fragrances in general. And of course, make sure that you guys go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Again, thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day. God willing, I'll see you guys next time.